Hello, everybody, and happy Wednesday. I hope you guys are having a great day. Before I do anything, let me run my disclaimer so that I don't forget. I'll be right back. Okay, now that we have that out of the way, welcome. If you are new here, my name is Erin Bees. I'm a wife, a mom, a military veteran, a certified personal trainer, a fitness nutrition specialist. I need to start adding that. And I spent 13 and a half years in multi-level marketing. I healed my way out, and now I'm using all of my social media platforms to educate and raise awareness around the dangers of multi-level marketing companies and the tactics used by their reps. If you are new, welcome. I would love if you subscribed, hang around, see what you think, get active in the chat, because the chat is always fun. You guys can hear me, right? Because I'm not muted. Oh, your sound was down. Girl, a little panic moment. Thank you, guys. I have fully transitioned to purple, and I'm loving it. Now, let's get into business today, okay? I think the best way to start this is to give a little bit of a story time. So, hey, girl, hey. So here's how this all transpired. Let me give you a little background here. A few weeks ago, I was on Facebook. I don't get on Facebook a whole lot, but I was on Facebook and I came across an article that had mentioned that Priscilla Anderson, who is Coffey Anderson's wife, had passed away. So if you don't know who Coffey Anderson is, and I don't want to make him, tonight is not about him. Let me just say that. Tonight is about Priscilla. That's the whole focus tonight. So she was diagnosed with colon cancer in 2018. I came across this article. I found out she had passed away, and I was like, oh my God. I hadn't followed their lives. I know that they have a reality TV show. I know that he had a song that did really well this past summer, I believe. And so I messaged a couple friends. Why is this relevant? Well, Coffey is somebody that would perform at the Pruvit events. He is somebody that the Pruvit community lifted up and helped to increase downloads and things of that nature. So I've seen him many times perform on stage at the Pruvit events when I was a part of Pruvit. And if you're new here, I got out in 2021 and been pissing people off ever since then. Stay mad, I guess. So that was awful. Text a couple friend and was like, oh my God, like what? She was so young. And Priscilla is somebody that was part of I want to say the choreography community. I don't know if that's the proper terminology, but I know she was a backup dancer for Britney Spears. At one point, she was the choreographer for the Dallas Cowboys. She seemed, because I didn't know her personally and I don't know Coffey personally, she seemed like an incredible human. And so that was shocking to say the least. And I've been thinking about her ever since. Then yesterday, was it yesterday? Yesterday or the day before comes about. I'm back on Facebook, why? I don't get on Facebook that much. And I come across this article that talks about who Coffey Anderson really is. And I'm like, what is this? So if you're anything like me, I go straight to the comments. Do y'all do that? Straight to the comments. So there was a comment that said, you should check out Cherry Nicole on TikTok. And I was like, what is this? So I go to TikTok and I look up Cherry Nicole, and she has, at that time, it was a 21-part series on TikTok. And before I even show any of this, talk about any of this, according to Cherry, Priscilla, before she passed, said, I want you to tell my story. And that's why she's done it. She's done it because this was the wishes of Priscilla. And I think that's important to mention. Okay. So we're going to go through that. We're going to talk about it. And I'll be very clear with my intention tonight. My intention is just to hopefully elevate Priscilla's voice, period. All proceeds from tonight, whether it's AdSense, new members, super chats, it's all going to be donated to the Colon Cancer Coalition. If you'd like to contribute to the fundraiser, it should be linked on this. There should be a button or something that you can click on if you are willing and able to donate. I didn't feel right about talking about all of this and personally benefiting financially. So that is my intention for tonight. And thanks for being here. Thanks for being here and talking about all of this. Yeah, when you make a 21-part tickety talk, that takes motivation. Indeed. Indeed. So I looked at the stream and it tastes like grape. I love that. I'm going to pour my Dr. Pepper as I normally do before we get started, because my hope is that this will just smoothly do its thing as far as the video. I do want to thank DC for helping me in my moment of panic. I am not somebody that does Final Cut Pro. I have an editor. Shout out to Ava. She's incredible. And so I was having some trouble with the sound. DC, thank you. I appreciate you so much. I hope you have your favorite drink. You guys already know what I have. We're going to do a pour. It is extra crispy. It's been in the fridge. So okay, that was all right. The pour is where it's at, always. Hey, Nicole, welcome home from work. Her name is Cherry Nicole Brittany. You heard nothing? That's so sad. Okay, so let's get into the video and hear from Cherry Nicole her Priscilla's story.
I was one of the many women that Coffey Anderson was having an affair on his wife Priscilla with. And by the way, all of this is alleged, except for the parts that aren't. I had planned on doing this story with Priscilla, but as most of y'all know, she passed on Tuesday. So I am moving forward on my own and sharing this story that we had put together. I had been with Coffey earlier this year for a few months, and her friends had reached out to me a few times and let me know kind of the truth of the story, because I was being fed some lies. I thought that their divorce was soon to be over and it had not even started. So once I learned the truth, I jumped on.
You guys didn't hear the pour? What? Oh, you just weren't here yet. Okay. You guys could hear the pour, right? Is my mic working? Because looks like it's working.
Onto Team Priscilla and helped her with her divorce case and putting everything together. I was sending her all of the messages that we had. She would get.
You guys didn't hear the pour? Oh, that's awful. Guys, what a letdown. I'm so sorry. Okay, well, next time.
Reimbursed for anything that he spent. So all the first class, plane tickets, $500 dinners. I was sending her everything to help her build her case. And they had a court date set for the beginning of next year. And I was going to come testify with a lot of stuff that I'm going to talk about today. I know it's not the typical way to become friends, but.
No, but I think it's the epitome of a girl's girl, in my opinion. I think that this is incredible that she found out that he was married and reached out and created this incredible relationship and a support system for Priscilla. I think that's amazing.
I think God put me in her life for a reason, and she knew that my whole brand was about speaking up and speaking truth and giving a voice where it needed to be heard. So I'm here to make sure that her voice is heard through my experience. And they did go to mediation a few months back, and he would not agree to anything with her unless she signed an NDA. And she had been messaging me, and I was like, do not do it. Your story is worth being told and shared, and it cannot be bought. So here we are, and we're going to make sure that it's shared. On top of her just fighting for her life day to day, she was having to deal with him, and he was not making it easy. She confided a lot in me that I'm going to share the screenshots of. I'm going to go live later today on TikTok and on Instagram if y'all want to see more of the
I didn't see that she went live.
Truth and the receipts coming out. I know there were at least 2 other girls during my time with him, and one of the girls that had just ended right before I came into the picture was one of her best friends. So I have receipts talking with her as well. So he was just running all around town. So no, she did not cheat on him. He had been cheating on her. I'm also seeing a ton of stuff that it was, no, it was not.
The part that was clipped out of that was assisted permanent self-harm. So if you're wondering why that was like that, it's because DC edited that out. Also, I think it's important to mention that when I was a part of Pruvit, and from what I've seen of Coffey's brand, he's been platformed himself as this family man, this good old boy. Priscilla, that's what I said, isn't it? Did I say Priscilla? This is Cherry. He's been platformed as this like family man, as this person that, loving husband and things of that nature. And to find all of this out with the evidence that she has.
No. People just need to know the truth about this awful man. He is not the nice guy that he claims to be. While he was still seeing me and still married to her, I guess, in this time
Thanks, Kat.
frame, cheating on me, in her own treatment house in California. And she had sent me screenshots and videos of them entering, and it was one of the girls from his photo shoot. So to even cheat on your wife going through cancer in her treatment house is insane to me.
Insane. That is insane. And the person that was in that video, which we'll get to a little bit later.
He was also like stalking her and hired a private investigator before she caught on that she was being followed. And not only was the private investigator following her, but a lot of times when he would fly me out to Texas, he would have us going around Dallas stalking her as well. A lot of people had asked why I continued to stay after the red flags. And I honestly just in my gut knew that it was going to be for something bigger. Like I always say, like, do it for the plot, but I felt like the plot was just bigger than me, and I needed to just keep receipts and videos and record as much as I could, and had no idea the extent that that was going to help with. So I have documentation from the very beginning. And here are my text chains with Priscilla. This is one of her stories of him cheating back in November of 2023. So I'm going to go ahead and read that for y'all as well. She said, I quote, "The Bella Allure people, they own a hair salon. I've been getting my hair done from them since we lived in California, and they moved here a week after we did. We've all been really close friends. Well, in 2023, in November of 2023, apparently they were having a bonfire at their second property in Selena, and all the stylists were there with their significant others and friends. And Coffey showed up, and I was packing to go to Germany for this special cancer treatment, and he was caught getting up on the side of this truck."
He was caught getting an adult activity on the side of the car at this event. I guess that's the best way to say that.
by Nick's sister. Nick is the owner of Bella, Laura, Nick, and Angela. For a year and a half, everyone in that salon knew what he did, cheating on me, and I was getting my hair done there every few weeks, promoting them left and right, and not one person told me.
Can you even imagine? She was battling colon cancer. She was going to a salon that she's known these people for quite some time, and it was like everybody knew but her, and nobody said anything. Nobody said anything as they were taking her money to do her hair. They ought to be ashamed of themselves.
It wasn't until after I left him that the young one had left the salon, and her mom sat me down and told me what happened. If that tells you anything about what kind of man he is, while she's getting ready to go to Germany for a cancer treatment.
God.
Also, on top of Priscilla's many talents, she was also a great singer. And
there is going to be some of Priscilla's music in these videos, and it is really incredible. It gives me goosebumps every time I hear it. I know that Cherry has mentioned in these videos that she's going to put this album out, and we should all download it. When it comes out, everybody should download it, because just the little clips that I've heard, wow.
We were planning on having a song come out together about the situation. In the meantime, she had some on her own that she was sending me, and I'm going to play a little bit of it so that you can hear some of her story in her own words.
This is one of her. This is not her singing, but this is her song. I clarified that after the fact. I thought this was her singing. There is a clip of her singing. This just isn't it, FYI.
Kept quiet and classy. Bit my lip while you try to gas me. Covered your tracks, cleaned up your mess. Smiled through the lies so no one gets. But every saint has a breaking point. Now I'm taking back all you stole. It's in the whispers. It's in my...
Oh, I did do some editing because I removed some of the background music because there was copyright music in some of the videos. So if the sound is a little funny, like there was that big gap, that's why, because some of the background music has been removed just because of copyright purposes. So just bear with me.
It's in the truth. You can't disguise. And when it hits, it's gonna bite. You won't see it till it's in the light. Due to personal reasons, I'm turning things so fucking hot. My pain is just spinning out. So here's your bride. I'm dropping every bomb you hoped I'd keep, and I'm done keeping all your dirty receipts. And I'm
Thank you,
standing
Dad.
here like a
I appreciate
rightful
that.
queen, and you're about to learn exactly what I mean.
Also, on top of him keeping her account at negative, he was sending me $500 to go get an STD test because. And here are some screenshots from her.
Oh, I have. How can I see this? Hold on 1 second. I haven't done very many of these fundraisers, so I'm not exactly sure how I can look at that. Let me look at my phone, and I'll keep this playing.
Keeping her account at $88 and then keeping her account at $26. All meanwhile, in those months, he spent over $800,000, but couldn't put more in her account. Then here are some receipts of the other girl that he was with, which was her best friend. And it's just literally sickening because this girl was on like family trips with her and her husband with Priscilla and Coffey. And it ended in, from what she said, April to July of this year. So this is how Priscilla actually spent her final months. I'm going to end it here because it's already getting really long. And this is part 2. And stay tuned for however many parts we need to do of this. And I'll be going live later today if y'all want more receipts and have questions.
And what I've done is I've taken the 21 part series and I've put it into one video. So we're going to watch it all in one rather than 21 individual clips, actually 22.
Thanks. So most of the pictures of him and I are at his place in Texas, and I don't want to out his like location or anything like that. So I'm just going to share the selfie that we took together. So this was like after a couple days we met, and he stayed in Nashville like 5 extra days, but here we go. I was in our hotel room. There you go. Okay, and to address what I meant by saying how me and Priscilla were going to come out together for one of her songs, I was going to be in the music video for, so that was one of the ways we were going to do podcasts together. We planned on doing a Netflix show or documentary, just like a huge tell-all here.
And I hope that still happens. I hope that there is a Netflix documentary. I hope that there is a tell-all. I hope that her album is released. I hope all of that happens, and I hope that it benefits the kids. I hope financially all of that benefits the kids.
Here is one of our conversations between me and her about it. Okay, so here is a message between me and Priscilla about doing our tell-all and me doing some of the other.
Okay, so it says, Cherry, we are doing a tell-all. Please know it's coming. Priscilla said, I'm ready, girl. I do want to start posting more about it Wednesday when he's here for the Opry benefit. Should have my test results that day too. But we should definitely plan to do something together. I think it says something like a podcast or something like that at the end of this.
Post that because I didn't sign an NDA or anything, so I was already doing posts a few months ago. So the tell-all was coming as soon as that court.
Yeah, there are kids. Yep.
Okay. I know that a lot of y'all are arguing in the comments about when the right time to do this was, and it's honestly just not your place to say. I don't think there ever is a right or perfect time to do something like this. I had the green light by the people that mattered, and the story's out. Also just wanted to hop on and show some more of Priscilla's just ongoing support that even though she couldn't speak out, I was still posting, and going to show you some screenshots from when I posted my first, I guess, like part 1 coming out, which is on my Instagram. And she was so excited to let me know.
Girl, did I see your view count right? Sorry, I've been at the fair. It says 15.4K. Does it show that? It does. Oh my God, that's amazing. So these are all text messages from Priscilla to Cherry, which is amazing. Girl, I made something for us. Let's go. Girl, I made something for us.
Thought the video was getting some traction and the truth was getting out there.
Good.
Okay, and then she was writing this song and sent it to me. Oh
my God, she wrote us. I can't see what song this is, but when this album comes out, I will be downloading the entire thing, 100%.
Play some of it so y'all can hear it and follow along.
But I still got your last name and the papers ain't signed. You're sure.
Remember, if you're joining me live, I removed the background sound. Actually, DC helped me. Well, I did that, and then DC helped me with some of the audio. So it's going to sound a little funky. Just bear with me.
It don't add up, your numbers don't show. You're playing with fire and everyone knows. No, I see you on her, but the papers ain't signed. 2 wrongs, 3 lies, 4 broken hearts, and I keep running your numbers, but baby, this time the math just ain't mathing. I tried.
So there's another little song preview for y'all. Okay, so I'm going to share one of the screenshots that I have from Nikki. She had DM'd me on Instagram, and I knew about her, but I didn't know that she was Priscilla's friend.
Nikki is Priscilla's best friend, or former best friend, that also had a relationship with Coffey.
Just been told by Coffey that he was dating a girl in Tennessee and called it off and showed me her profile. So I knew who it was when she DM'd me. I just knew it was like one of his exes. So she saw something that I posted about a narcissist, and she messaged me. I'll just show you the screenshot in a sec. So here is when she messaged me. I'll let y'all read that.
Girl, I'm still in therapy, and I'm pretty sure we are talking about the same a-hole. You're beautiful. The stories we could tell.
And so then we got to talking, and she ended up admitting that she.
Okay, so here's the update. Let me catch y'all up. So this is Cherry Nicole. Cherry Nicole was a former mistress of Coffey Anderson. She found out Coffey was married and reached out to Priscilla Anderson, who is Coffey's wife that just passed away at the beginning of this month. They became friends. She became a big support system along with the support system that Priscilla already had in place. And Priscilla had allegedly asked her to tell her story. And so what we are watching is the 21 part, I'm going to call it a tell-all, because that's what this seems like. She's showing text messages, receipts, showing that Coffey Anderson has allegedly had multiple relationships while married, even though they were going through a divorce. He wanted, according to Cherry, he wanted Priscilla to sign an NDA in the divorce, and Priscilla sounds like didn't want to do that. And so that's I guess that's the best way to catch you up. So now she's talking about Nikki. Nikki is Priscilla's former best friend that also had a relationship with Coffey.
She had been with him for a couple months. Let me show you that one. So here she's telling me that there's even another girl in Nashville, which would make 3 of us. And then that she was with him from April to July. So I know that there's been some of y'all DMing me saying that it was going on for years, but I don't have proof of that. I just have this. If y'all have any proof that it was happening for years, I can share it if y'all don't want to. But for me, I just have the message of a few months. So I was getting a lot of Hey Girly DMs, and I was trying to help Priscilla with her case. And the more that we had, the better. And so.
And if there were 3 that she knows of, imagine how many could potentially be out there. You know? The connection to Pruvit is he's somebody that used to perform at the Pruvit events. He is somebody that Pruvit platformed. And I guess this is as good of a time as ever to talk about that. I feel like there is in my opinion, there is a very specific type of leadership within Pruvit, or that used to be in Pruvit. And I've talked about this before. I've talked about the Brian Underwood lawsuit. I've talked about all of that stuff. Check out the Pruvit playlist for more information on that. You can go all the way back to my Cruella video that I did 2 years ago for Halloween. That's why it's a Cruella video. I've been talking about this. I've been talking about the misuse of power within Pruvit, alleged misuse of power. And let me just say it this way, because I'm trying to like tiptoe and be careful in what I'm saying. I know more than what I can tell you guys publicly, obviously. And because I know more than what I can tell you guys publicly, the best way that I can say this is birds of a feather flock together. We've seen the lawsuit. We've seen the allegations against Brian Underwood and Pruvit. Many of you have reached out and shared your experience. There's a lot of people out there that have messaged me and shared their experience. And I'll just say birds of a feather flock together.
I had just screenshot that conversation and sent it to her, and I was like, hey, I have another girl. And then she was like, that's my ex-best friend. And that was how she found out. Unfortunately, I had no idea. But there's the screenshots with Nikki. Okay, and here's another screenshot from Nikki confirming that she was still with him until July.
In July of this year, I believe. So I'm just going to read this. I'm going to start at the top. There was several times I blocked him because he was an a-hole. We reconnected this past February when he heard that she had cancer. I separated from my husband, and he and his wife separated, and she filed. Wish I could give her the biggest high five. I have feelings about that. And tell her that she won that one. I'm having feelings. I'm trying to get it together. With him in July, I know he left me for someone else, probably you. He FaceTimed me on August 8th and kept telling me I was his favorite. And all this poop emoji, I guess I'll just say it that way. We talked for 3 hours that day and I was guarded and done, but listen to him. I have a hard time cutting people out of my life. When I talked to his manager and something, he told me some things. I texted him on August 12th and blocked him on everything after that. So you had okay. This is my opinion. You had a relationship with your ex-best friend's husband, and you want to give her a high five, and you don't think there's anything wrong with that? I just have feelings. I'm having feelings about that. I mean, I get that. I don't know. I'm just having feelings about it.
You'll read that?
Oh, there's the rest of it. I texted him on August 12th and blocked him on everything after that. Yes, it is, Nikki.
Okay, I can't find the exact comments. There was just like a lot of notifications that just came in. But there were a few of y'all asking if Nikki reached out to Priscilla, and she did. After her and I spoke, I told her that she should reach out to Priscilla, and Priscilla unblocked her so that she could.
Yeah, I totally, wait, where is it? I totally get that. This isn't my typical content, but I also think that it's important to elevate the story, and doing it in a fundraiser feels appropriate to me. Totally get if you're confused, and if you don't want to watch, that's okay too. I get it. However, this is important to me.
Get her message, and I do have the screenshots of that. So I'm going to go ahead and post those now.
Can I make my volume louder or hers quieter? Absolutely, I can. Let me know how this is.
Okay, so here's a screenshot from Nikki to Priscilla apologizing.
Haven't talked in years. This is from Nikki. Haven't talked in years. I know it doesn't make things easier. I'm sorry for hurting your heart. The song Amazing Grace has been on my mind constantly, and the words, I was blind, but now I see. The way I feel those words towards it all is the only way to explain it. So much I could say, but the only thing that truly matters is to tell you I'm sorry. And Priscilla responded with, Nikki, what exactly are you sorry for? I ask with true sincerity.
And then Priscilla was trying to just get an explanation out of her, like, what exactly are you sorry for? Like, with true sincerity, like, wanted to hear it from her. So here's the next one. And then this is Priscilla's response to Nikki asking, what exactly are you sorry for? Like, I ask with true sincerity. Like, she just wanted to hear it from her. And she said this.
I'm sorry for any pain my actions have caused you. Even though you two were done, I know there is pain there. I know there is pain there, mainly because we were friends. My words and sincere apology can't take away your pain. I know that. But I felt that I needed to acknowledge that hurt from my actions and tell you myself that I'm sorry. Priscilla responds with, can you say what you did? Can you own it? A true apology is owning your actions without excuses like, even though, how about, I'm sorry I slept with your husband. I'm sorry I had an emotional affair for years with your husband. I'm sorry I played a part in breaking your family. I'm sorry I didn't believe you when you told me he gave you STDs. I'm sorry I wasn't a friend. I can't read that next part. Let's start there, Nikki.
Still not really like addressing the situation. So she said, can you say what you did? Can you own it? A true apology is owning your actions without excuses like, even though. How about, I'm sorry I slept with your husband. I'm sorry I had an emotional fear for years with your husband. I'm sorry I played a part in breaking your family. I'm sorry I didn't believe you when you told me he gave you STDs. I'm sorry I wasn't a friend and betrayed you in the most unimaginable way. Let's start there. And she continued here.
Let's see. Something fund me for when I was diagnosed with cancer and then decided to sleep with my man while I still have cancer. Think about that. The hurt you caused is beyond anything you can ever comprehend. And what's crazy is that you fell in love with him. You fell for his lines. You're my favorite. You're my dream girl. I prayed for you. I asked God for you. Oh my God. And now so many people other than you suffer from it, including children. Part of me has so much to say, and part of me is just like, let God handle her. He was my person, my best friend, my husband, the father of my children. And yeah, he's a real piece of you know what. But that doesn't give you the right to do what you did. As much as I hate him for all the betrayal, I still love him. I want him to get help. He's extremely mentally ill. I had to walk away to save my life. Doesn't mean it's easy. It's been the hardest thing in my life, and you made it worse. You really want to show you're sorry? Give me every detail to help me in court Tuesday. We can start there.
You started a GoFundMe for me when I was diagnosed with cancer and then decided to sleep with my man while I still have cancer.
What? See, now that part I can't see. I'm sorry, Nikki, you started a GoFundMe for Priscilla when she was diagnosed and then slept with her husband?
Think about that. The hurt you've caused is beyond anything you can ever comprehend. And what's crazy is you fell in love with him. You fell for his lines. You're my favorite. You're my dream girl. I prayed for you. I asked God for you. And now so many people other than you suffer from it, including children. Part of me has so much to say, and part of me is just like, let God handle her. He was my person, my best friend, my husband, the father of my children. And yeah, he's a real piece of you know what. But that doesn't give you the right to do what you did. As much as I hate him for the betrayal, I still love him. I want him to get help. He's mentally ill. I had to walk away to save my life. Doesn't mean it's easy. It's been the hardest thing in my life, and you made it worse. You really want to show your support? Give me every detail to help me in court Tuesday, and we can start there. And Nikki left her on red. And
Nikki, so you really wanted to apologize, but you didn't help Priscilla. You left her on red? Oh my God.
Help her with the court case. So like I've already mentioned, he had told me that the divorce is going to be final in a few weeks. And honestly, just how many of y'all actually go to the computer and search up the court documents of somebody that you're dating to make sure that they're legitimately divorced?
That's
like,
fair.
let's be so for real right now.
Yeah.
He told me a story. I believed him. I started having doubts, and that's when things started not adding up. And then on top of that, I started getting a ton of hey girly DMs and the truth coming out and proving that my suspicions were right. Okay, I'm seeing this a lot, so I'm just going to touch on this really quick. I know that there's some differing opinions on this, and what I'm doing is just honoring my friend and her wishes that isn't here to speak up for herself anymore. And she had written 30 songs in total. She had planned to release them to the public, and she did take into consideration that her kids were going to know the full story. She was especially extremely open with her son about everything. The plan was to release her music, do podcasts, do a tell documentary, get the story out there, and she wanted to empower women that have been silenced. So I'm going to continue to move forward in sharing her story. Okay, so no, I was not friends with Priscilla first. I had only dated Coffey like maybe a month, and I was getting tons of just like DMs from anonymous accounts, and they were telling me that she was still, him and I were still married, that there were other girls. And once all this came out, I just ended it with him. And then I sent her a DM on Instagram, and I was like, I have a lot of stuff that I think would help you with your case. And we became friends through that. So I just wanted to hop on and just clarify this for a little bit. I did say that they are her songs. They are. She wrote them. She's not the one like actually singing them. She did have somebody else sing them. But they are all her words. So I just wanted to play them so that y'all could still hear from her own words what she was going through. Okay, so
I cannot wait for this music to come out. Also, I think it's really brave of Cherry to come forward after learning what she did, according to her, about Coffey after the relationship, and then to reach out to the wife, I think is really brave. I think that's incredible that she could be there for Priscilla and support her and document everything. And then I think that's really powerful.
I told y'all that if you had any screenshots of anything that you wanted to share, you can DM them to me, and if it aligns, then I'll share it. I did have somebody send some screenshots. They want to remain anonymous, but basically talking more about the cheating on Priscilla during her cancer treatments and going to massage parlors. So let me show you the screenshots. Okay, so here is her kind of explaining.
I have no access to money. My account, God, this is considered financial. I don't know if I can say that. Financial abuse. I'm just going to say it. That's what this is, right? I have no access to money. My account goes in the negative weekly, and then I have to ask him for money, and I get what he's willing to give me. That account pays for everything this family does in life, from gardener to dance, food to hotels for treatment. The mental, emotional abuse is so extensive. I'm in counseling for me so I can heal properly. This is awful. Every time I left town for treatment, he would go to a massage parlor for, you guys can read what's on the screen there. I could write a book.
Her situation.
Oh my God.
So that you have a little more understanding of what she was going through. And then I have one more. And this was from the same person.
If your wife having cancer doesn't show you what's important in life, I don't know if anything will. He's telling people cancer changed me and I'm spiraling. Well, yeah, cancer did change me for the better. Wow. I'm definitely not spiraling. I'm rising up and learning to love myself again. Wow.
So I'll keep going through my DMs. There are a lot. If I don't get back to you, please just send it again until it gets my attention, and let's keep putting the truth out there. Okay, so I was trying to decide when to drop these next videos. And since Coffey is in Vegas, apparently performing like nothing has happened this week, I'm going to go ahead and keep releasing more stuff. So here are some videos that prove that he had been filming Priscilla.
I couldn't agree with you more. And this is the reason I wanted to cover it tonight. It's important to me. It's important for Priscilla. It's important to probably her. I feel like it would be important. I'll just say to Priscilla, who's no longer here. This is important.
Without her knowledge, in her house with some secret pen devices. Here's the screenshots. Okay, so here's what she had sent me of the type of the device that he had hidden.
Now, why would he need this in the house if he was the one doing all the dirty, all the dirt? All the dirt, is that right? Why would he need to have that? So that he could know what moves she's making when she's talking to her lawyer about the divorce or something? Thanks, Brandy. I appreciate you. This is so wild to me.
A 25-hour voice-activated recorder pen. And here's the video footage from it.
Look at that fur baby. Oh my God. And why would you, I obviously I don't know the layout of their house. That's none of my business. But why this room? Is this the master bedroom? Why I just why this room? There's more? I bet that's right, Kat. Look at that baby. Look at that fur baby.
So that is 2 different pins recording in that room that he had set up that Priscilla sent me that footage from. So she had been recorded while she was living out those 5 months too. Thank you so much for this. Same. I had been.
This is a beautiful comment. Thank you for looking out for her after learning the truth. I would love if the women that my husband had been with would do this for me. Much love, hun.
In 2 marriages that were very similar, and I didn't have anybody helping me out. So I definitely wanted to be a resource as much as I could for her. And her cancer had literally just taken a turn for the worse in the last week. And the only thing that she was really able to do was 2 podcasts, but she really wanted to start her own. And I understand that a lot of people don't agree with this decision, but this is her story. And if I don't tell it, then it will never come out. Her friends love those kids, and for their own personal reasons, they are unable to speak up. So I figured that I should, since I am able. To be honest, I don't even think that her closest best friends knew exactly when I would do it. They knew it was in the works, but that was honestly just my gut instinct and prayers to God and my gut feeling of what she wanted and when, and I just had to go with my own gut feeling. So I think I shocked a lot of people with it, but it was just the right time.
Yeah, I mean, this guy has paraded around social media at concerts and everything like he's this, family man. Would a family man put hidden cameras in what I believe to be a master bedroom to catch his wife talking about whatever while cheating on her, while allegedly giving her STDs, according to the text message from Priscilla? That's the part that is shocking to me, is this family man and his wife passes away, and then all of this comes out. It's shocking. It's shocking. But then at the same time, when I look back, there are very specific times that I can look back when I was a part of Pruvit. And when Brian was married to his ex-wife, who's not a public figure, so please don't say her name, okay? When he was married to her, there would be these grand gestures on stage. He would bring her up, and the Pruvit distributors would applaud her, and he would just make this really like grand gesture on stage. And I remember seeing some things like that from Coffey when he was on stage. And now just refer back to my birds of a feather comment from earlier, in my opinion. It's just wild. I don't know if anybody is watching that was a part of Pruvit that can remember some of this stuff that feels comfortable sharing, but I do remember the grand gestures. I do remember thinking, I wonder why. I mean, it's one thing to like appreciate your spouse, of course, but there was just something about the way that Brian went about it and the persona that Coffey held on stage or whatever. I don't know. I don't know how I want to word that. There's just things that I'm like, that's interesting,
I've also posted some videos that I got from Priscilla directly from their Ring camera, just kind of like of him daily harassing her. He was trying to come get the kids for custody when it wasn't his day. And actually when it was his day, the day before, he had been with me. So that's why he had forfeited up that day. I'm just going to let the Ring camera speak for itself. And here we go.
Enjoy. You got about a month.
What do you mean?
Enjoy. You got about a month.
What?
Why are you holding the door open?
Ready? Truck's open.
Did you see his daughter asking, what? What do you mean? And I don't know what he meant. Maybe it had something to do with court. Let me just play the video because I don't know what he meant by that.
But you did.
No,
Let her out of the house. I'm not doing this with you. Don't make this ugly.
I'm not.
Have class for one.
Don't make this ugly. Have class for once when you just were at her door on the Ring camera saying you've got about a month, enjoy it. Oh, hell no. Oh, you have got to be kidding me.
In this process.
What your orders say. I want to see them.
Don't come with the truck like the agreement.
But you didn't show up yesterday.
Because the kids told me.
You're manipulating.
I'm not manipulating anything.
The whole thing was in the morning. That wasn't 6 p.m.
Exactly.
Exactly. So I had
What?
plans in the morning. Spend the night Saturday night.
So, if I'm understanding this correctly, he was supposed to pick up the kids the day before, but according to Cherry, the reason he didn't pick up the kids the day before was because he was with her. Oh my God.
I'll be classy about it. Take her to dance. Take Amy to dance. Spend your time before your treatment.
Treatment in quotes when she's battling colon cancer? What does that even mean? That is unbelievable. Oh God. And then all of his posts after Priscilla passed away, the mother of my children, and you're going to talk to her like that? Treatment? Ooh. Oof. Mm-mm. Oh my God. Whew.
Let's go, baby girl.
The order is right here. It's Monday at 6 p.m.
It's Sundays at 6 p.m. It's on my computer, too.
Okay. Her on Monday at 6 p.m. to Thursdays at 6 p.m.
I have mine from Sunday to Wednesday.
Then why didn't you call me yesterday and come pick your kids up?
Because they were supposed to stay with Auntie Stella in Denver.
Well, I wouldn't have made plans.
Yes, you would.
No, I wouldn't have. They were to here Saturday night.
They said it was supposed to be plans. We already made them, just like the Vegas trip.
No, I wouldn't. I planned it on my time. I actually thought you were supposed to pick them up yesterday at 6.
Because that's where I was supposed to go.
Well, this is saying Monday.
And I wasn't taking a week for the basketball game. Well, no, she's to meet with Stephanie.
Because that's,
No. You just walked out a minute ago. Let my baby out of the house. Everly, remember who's doing this. Remember who's doing this.
Oh my God.
Please keep an eye on who's doing this.
Okay, first of all, why are you putting your child in that position? And second of all, what's the point in hitting the Ring doorbell again when you're leaving? This is so disgusting. Oh my God.
Okay, a lot of people have been asking if he is going to the funeral or if he is planning something separate. This is the only thing that I can share. Lindsay, her best friend, is hosting Priscilla's funeral exactly the way she wanted. Her entire family will be there. Coffey is absolutely invited to be present to love and comfort the children. Lindsay and Priscilla's family genuinely hope that he allows them to attend and that he wishes to be there for their emotional well-being. All the other details Lindsay can't confirm, and she just wants the stay to be everything Priscilla requested. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and bring up another part of the story because it seems to be relevant for right now. Just heads up, this video does talk about some adult topics. Over on Instagram, there have been some fake accounts made that are trying to post a defamation videos, kind of slandering Priscilla, saying that she's cheating and that there's video of it. And they had already been trying to blackmail Priscilla with this video, and I actually saw it in person, so I am going to show screenshots about this. Okay, so I personally saw the video on Coffey's phone myself. He had it on there and was playing it, and I described it to Priscilla because she was only getting screenshots of it, not the full video posted. So I was just getting her the details of what I saw. I didn't see all of it. I pushed it away, but I did give her the beginning part that I saw, and he was just trying to tell me that he wasn't the one cheating, that it was her, and this was his proof that he found. So I'm gonna let y'all screenshot or read this.
Okay. Okay, when he showed up, I think it's supposed to be when he showed you the video of me, what was it? Did it show the man? Did it show faces? No, it was just from that reverse something angle. I think we can put 2 and 2 together here. The part I saw, whoever it is kind of turns their head to the right and laughs, and he's like, see, and that's her voice too, blah, blah. And that was it. It kept going, but I literally pushed the phone away. Never saw a man's face. Priscilla says, ew, yeah, it's definitely not me. But he also said he showed his friends and stuff that video too, telling them all it was you, like wild. It just doesn't add up the way that he said he found it. And Priscilla says, where did he say he got it from? Because my friend has searched the web for it everywhere and can't find it. And Priscilla says at the bottom, he's sick in the head. Oh my God, this is wild.
And then I obviously work in this industry, so I know that you have to jump through a ton of hoops to get all kinds of signatures, selfie videos, selfie pictures, ID, like forms of ID. So I was kind of letting her know how it works and how it wouldn't be able to just be posted up on one of the sites known for having these type of videos. So here's a screenshot of that.
Okay, so she says, like, I know and I'm assuming she's referring to the adult industry. Nothing can be posted without written consent forms anymore. And he said he came across it on a specific adult industry website. When he searched your name, which makes no sense. It'd be one thing if it was me, like I make videos. So that could be possible, but not to you. And this specific website makes you verify with ID too, and a real-time selfie. Priscilla responds with, to create this about his sick wife and mother of his children to save face. Cherry responds with, also, why would he just think to go search your name on that specific website? And Priscilla says, yeah, I've never been on that specific website. This fake account told me it was on a different adult industry type website. And I was literally like, what's PH? And so Cherry says, I didn't think so either. That's why I just started clocking it all. Wow. Yeah, that's true, Nick.
I had asked him where the video came from, and he had told me that he found it on that site, that he had just searched her name, and this video was just on there, so it just wasn't checking out. But here is the screenshot for that.
Nothing checks out. Yeah, I've never been on that particular website. This fake account told me it was on. Okay, I already read that. Then I realized what it was about. Or then I realized what it was, but that's how uneducated I am about those specific types of sites. Let me check. Cherry says, that's okay, girl. I got you on all that. LMAO. He picked the wrong one because that's literally my industry.
And these are very adult subjects. I'm trying to cross out as much as I can so that I can share it and still keep respect for the whole situation. But this was a big part, especially if it's recirculating now. And then before this message, she sent me an audio file of a conversation between him and her where she had confronted him at a restaurant. So this is what the screenshot is talking about. And she was bringing it up.
I'm confronting him about the revenge footage that I swear isn't me. It's not possible because he made a fake account harassing me online with it. Then there's this screenshot of, I think this is the video in question. It's blurred out, thank goodness. And Priscilla was tagged in it, and it shows this profile. I don't want to read that out loud, but anyways, wait, what is this screenshot from? Is this an account he made? Priscilla says, yes, it's him and someone else running it together. My God.
At some point, if I need to release the audios of stuff that I have, I will. I just don't feel like it's necessary.
Okay, listen. What am I laughing about? I'm laughing about something that is probably not appropriate, but let me run you through why I'm laughing. So if you don't know, there was a time in the Pruvit subreddit when Katie Rollins was threatening to find people's IP address. So as I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking about, well, just find the IP address. And why was I laughing? Because I was thinking maybe they should contact Katie Rollins to find the IP address of people that she claimed she could find on Reddit. That's why I was laughing. None of this is funny, but that was what I was thinking about in that moment. And that's why I was laughing, just to be clear. Also, no, you can't, Katie Rollins. Disrespectfully sit down. Thank you.
For this time, so I'm just going to show the screenshots. So then here we were just trying to talk about all the different ways that it could have happened and what is all possible with AI. So I'll read that.
Wow. Oh my gosh. The way I want to ruin this evil man. Oh my God. And girl, that's not me. No one has video of me except him. So it's either AI or they changed the guy I'm having these activities with to a white body. I don't know if you can even do that, but I don't have a top like that, nor did I ever. But this person is harassing me like crazy. Imagine harassing somebody that is fighting colon cancer. That's wild. I mean, you would know if it was you, so I believe you. I also absolutely believe that you didn't cheat on him. So at best, it would be you with him. But if that ain't you, I'm like, did he try and get a lookalike to make it seem like you? Is that still him? And Priscilla responded with, that's what I'm trying to figure out, or trying to figure.
And what had kind of clocked to me is that because I am in that industry, he had mentioned something about, like, instead of me doing it, I should just use AI. And so then that kind of registered. And so I let her know about that.
Oh, man. And look at the hand. I'm like, is that his hand in a white version? That doesn't look like his thumb. Oh, wait, no, back up. He does love AI and was telling me all the ways to make the adult content with it. Priscilla responded with, and look at the hand. Is that his hand, but in a white version? That doesn't look like his thumb. And Cherry said, does that room even look familiar to you? And Priscilla says, no, not at all. This is wild. Call Katie.
And then I'm just going to close with this one where I was letting her know that all internet footprints are traceable. And
listen, this is an uncomfortable topic. So if there's going to be something that makes us laugh, I feel like Katie Rollins making us all laugh is worth it. You know,
I'll let you read that. And she actually had already had an open investigation going on for these harassment emails.
Good. So I have an open investigation from the emails, remember? Oh no, let me back all. Oh, we're talking about IP addresses. Also, all videos are traceable by IP address. Every single thing has a trail. So, investigation speaking, you could ask the court to subpoena the video footprint and see who made it, where it came from, and get down to the bottom of all of it. It falls under a forensic investigation, I believe. And something is blurred out. Cherry says, LMAO, dying. Priscilla says, so I do have an open investigation from the emails, remember? And I think they're talking about something else that's blurred out. They did get an IP address. They're waiting on the judge to sign the search warrant. Oh.
They were just waiting to sign the search warrant.
Oh.
So if you have been seeing anything about these videos circulating or fake pages in the comments trying to send links about it, this is the story behind it and the truth behind it.
Okay. So this is from Cherry's Instagram, Miss Cherry Nicole Official. Priscilla commented on her what looks like a reel and says, I love this. I'm about to share mine and we will help so many women. Our voices cannot be silenced. Meg for it says, Priscilla, yes, I applaud your bravery. Speak up. We no longer protect our, you guys can read that. I don't want to say that just in case YouTube doesn't like it. I will literally die if I stay. I'm fighting. This is from Priscilla to Cherry. I'm fighting for my life. He's my cancer. Oh my God. I truly believe that. I must walk away. God is telling me to run, not walk. Cherry says, it's a sad situation because you need all your strength to fight the cancer battle. I'm going to pray for the situation and that God's will be done. I wish you could go public so that other women could pray for you. Priscilla said, it's my only card to play in court for more financial support, so I can't yet. Cherry says, I'm sure some are reading between the lines anyways. Yeah. Where am I at here? Priscilla said, trust me, staying silent is killing me. It's eating me up inside. Cherry says, I'm sure. Because I felt like he's a fraud to the world, but I have to let God handle him. My God, her strength. Unbelievable. No, I'm praying that God will restore your family. It's definitely over forever. God is telling me to run. I'm sorry. That's so sad. I feel terrible for you and the kids. It's okay. I'm believing in miracles when the divorce is over. My total healing. Oh. How are your kids dealing with all of this? They've been ready. It's been me holding on. Wow.
Okay, I know y'all have been wanting the next video. Thank you for being patient. This is still overwhelming for me, and I never thought I was going to have to talk about this on my own. So I'm still having to go back into all of our messages and screenshots and get everything. And it's, very sad and triggering. And so I've been taking some time off just to focus on my mental health too, to make sure that I can be here for y'all. I need to be here for myself. So as y'all know, Priscilla was going through a lot during those last few months. At one point, Coffey had even told her that she needed to go get a job. And I love how she just used all of her pain to transmute it into her writing. And so I'm going to show y'all a screenshot about that. I don't have the intro she's talking about, but I will play some of her other songs. If somebody does have this intro and would like me to play it, feel free to send it to me and I can keep it anonymous if you'd like. I just do not have this actual file. But here is her talking about that.
I'm going to make money from this album and tell my story. He told me after I left him, go get a job. You're not getting my money. So then I made this intro for the album. This is my job intro. I do have that sound clip and we're going to play that at the end because I think that is the most powerful thing I have heard in a very long time.
And I'm going to go ahead and just play all part of her song called It Had a Name.
I walked on eggshells every night, begging you to treat me right. Rewrote the truth to fit your tale, paid the price when I derailed. You blurred the line between right and wrong, like breaking me was half the fun. I tried to heal in your terrain, and I held my ground through the pain. I kept the proof and bit my tongue. I kept the proof and bit my tongue. Gave you peace you never won. You wore a mask for all to see, but showed the monster just to me. Turns out there's a name for this. For love that thrives in brokenness, for needing fast to feel alive, and tearing hearts to feed your pride. It wasn't love, it was the game, and now I know it had a name.
Wow. Yeah, Brandy, I get it.
Behind your charm, you hid your shame. Narcissistic had a name.
Wow. The reason that music sounds like that is because I did voice isolation. So
Okay, so today we are going to be talking about Keisha. She was another friend of Coffey.
okay, listen. Listen. Linda, listen. As I was watching this the other morning on the couch, I think this is part 21 here. 2021. I was like, hold on a second, pause the video. Just hang on. What do you mean, Keisha? What do you mean, Keisha? I know she's not talking about Keisha from Pruvit that was engaged to Michael Rutherford. I know she's not talking about Keisha. But in my gut, I was like, she's talking about Keisha. I just know she is talking about Keisha. Yeah. If you don't know, I know I already said it, but Keisha used to be engaged to Michael Rutherford. And Keisha and Michael Rutherford got together while Michael Rutherford was married to somebody else. Yeah. Also, that was a cute story, Keisha, with the guns in your stories. That was cute. That was real cute. Anyways. No, I'm not going to say it. I'm going to keep playing it. I'm going to keep playing. Because at this point, I was like, I know she's talking about Keisha. I know she is. And here we go.
Is for like 8 years. And the date of the story is August 23rd. Coffey and I have been exclusive for a few weeks now, exclusive, at least as far as I was concerned. And take note that he is still legally married to Priscilla at this time too. He was.
This was this year, August of this year, by the way. Now, it appears that Keisha and Michael Rutherford have broken up, but Coffey was still married and they were going through the divorce. And I don't know, did she say it already about them being friends for years? That seems to be kind of a pattern, in my opinion, with Coffey. Well, they've been friends for years.
Shooting a music video in California, and I'm going to show up some of the screenshots too. Here's one of the posts from his stories.
Saturday, 5:30 p.m. Sea salt at the beach. I'm bringing my all. I heard y'all are driving from hours away, getting time off and making the effort to make this special. I'm shooting a music video too. Ladies, come camera ready. Let's go.
About Saturday, 5:30. Sea salt at the beach.
Right.
Here's one of the clips from the music video. And this
I don't control that. That's YouTube. I'm sorry.
one right over here is Keisha.
Oh, see that picture right there? See the woman with the phone, holding the phone up like this? With the glasses? Oh, that's Keisha. Keisha O'Neill. That is the ex-fiance of Michael Rutherford. And Michael Rutherford, I know you're probably real excited that we're talking about Keisha. Okay. You're not off the hook. Some of the voice messages that I have been sent about you, we'll save that for another time. Keep voice messaging people though, Mikey. Oh yeah, no, let me not. Let me stop.
We've been texting each other and FaceTiming each other as usual. He was showing me this new car that he got. Let me show y'all. So here's some messages from him to me of the new car.
Now, okay. So see those horns on the front right there? The horns on the front of the car? Okay, that's going to be important here in a second.
I'm about to tell y'all why this is important. Another selfie from him in the car, and my response is,
why am I not in the passenger seat? My two favorite views right there. The car is fire though, babe. I love it. And Coffey says, I'm missing my passenger and the back scratches. Scratch your own back, Coffey. Okay? I'm going to kiss you and not stop when I see you. No, thank you. No, thank you.
and guess who's in the passenger seat of this car? That would be Keisha. This is her snap that she posted from the car.
Who do you think's taking that picture? I bet it's Coffey. This is wild. This is a wild take. You mean to tell me that Keisha O'Neill and Coffey Anderson are together, and Keisha allegedly has been friends with him for many, many years, knows that his wife is battling cancer, and is like, oh, you know what? It's cool. It's cool. This seems, in my opinion, like a pattern. That's all I'm going to say about that. Keisha, why did you turn your comments off on your social media? Also, I have a question I would love for you to answer. You can put it in your stories if you want to, Keisha. How come when Michael Rutherford sued Pruvit, why did they settle the lawsuit so quickly with you and not him? Keisha, why is that? Oh, and I already know the answer, but I'd love for you to answer that. Weird. It's almost like, I wonder if you had something, over Brian's head or something. Huh. Weird.
And it gets even messier. So he tells me he makes it back after the music video to his house, and he's with Dave and Courtney. But he forgot to tell me that Keisha was there too. And I ended up finding out that Keisha's there because that house they were at was actually Priscilla's treatment house while she was in California. And she had video footage of them coming into their house.
There they are. Oh, hugging on each other outside the house where Priscilla was getting treatment. Not at the time, but that was the house where she would go when she was having treatment. Sent from Priscilla to me from the recording she had from her treatment house camera. Unbelievable. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Wow. Off they go.
Literally showing them multiple times coming in and out of the house and her not leaving until the next morning. Okay, so now it's the morning of the 24th, and he is headed to the airport to come see me here now.
I'm sorry, what? So Coffey is at the house where Priscilla was getting treatment with Keisha O'Neill, according to the video and the pictures. And have I confirmed that from Keisha's own Facebook, where she has the posted pictures from August of this year? Yes, I have. That's why I said in my stories, Keisha, in my reel, actually, don't delete anything because we already have it. And here we are. I digress. And I forgot what I was saying. Hold, please. You mean to tell me that Coffey is at the house with Keisha, according to the Ring camera footage and the pictures that I've cross-referenced, and is flying to go see another one of his girlfriends who was Cherry at the time. If 2 + 2 is 4 and 5 + 5 is 10, what is this? That's wild. That's so foul.
Nashville. He had originally booked an earlier flight, but missed it, rescheduled it. Here's the screenshots of that.
The better flight leaves at 1:15 to 3:15. I land at 6:59 p.m. Good morning. I've started my trip. Okay. Now, she says, good morning, pretty view. What do you mean the better flight? And he says that was one that left at 8:30 a.m. and I had two, or there was one, excuse me, that left at 8:30 a.m. and I had 2 stops and it only got in 30 minutes earlier. This one allowed me to clean up my daughter's apartment. Your daughter's apartment, Coffey, when it was a video Ring footage. No. Okay. Give her some money, park the car I had from my buddy, I guess is what that is supposed to mean, and shower. Well, thank God he showered, I suppose. I don't know. And it's direct. The other would have been 8 hours traveling. This is however long flying time. Your daughter's apartment, huh? Was you okay? Listen, let me stop.
So at brunch, I confronted him on all of it. He denied it. I ended up showing him the videos once I was dropped off. I told him that we were done. Then I sent him all the proof that I had that he had been with Keisha 2 days prior. And this was before Priscilla and I had teamed up. But once we did, she sent me all this information along with the hard videos from the California house. This is also where she came up with the line, he's cheating on you, but the papers ain't signed.
Hold on, I have to back that up.
So at brunch, I confronted him on all of it. He denied it. I ended up showing him the videos once I was dropped off. I told him that we were done. Then I sent him all the proof that I had that he had been with Keisha.
I don't know how old his kids are. I feel really uncomfortable talking about his kids. I don't want to do that here, but I'm not sure the ages, and I don't think we should discuss that here,
2 days prior. And this was before Priscilla and I had teamed up, but once we did, she sent me all this information along with the hard videos from the California house. This is also where
Okay, so this is a message from Priscilla to Keisha O'Neill. Hi, Keisha. I saw you were at my apartment last night and today, and I also saw the affection last night. I heard it too. Oh my God. My soon-to-be ex doesn't come clean about a lot, including his STDs and his girlfriend. You're a newly divorced mom, so maybe you get the pain he's causing. Do what you want with him, but protect yourself and your kids. Everything is on video. I need to know if Keisha responded. Keisha, did you respond to this? In fact, how did you respond to this? I don't know the answer to that, but I would love to know the answer to that. I can guess. Probably not very kind. If you even responded, I would love to know the answer to that, though. Wow.
Came up with the line, he's cheating on you, but the papers ain't signed. So to be legally still married, cheating on your girlfriend in the treatment house of your sick wife is absolutely sick. And this is where the story ends. My story about Keisha. Okay, so as y'all know, I was trying to play Priscilla's intro the other day and I couldn't.
Okay, now this is the song. Now, DC helped me get this song. I have it as a sound on 2 of my latest 2 reels. So you can use it. We can amplify the story. And it is this song that Priscilla wrote. And I believe it is Priscilla singing as well. I have never heard anything more powerful in my life. I have never heard an example of a woman taking her power back in a song in this way. I have goosebumps just trying to explain this to you guys. So let's hear what Cherry says, and then you're going to hear Priscilla's song. And I think that that's a great place for us to end, because that's actually the end of these videos.
Get that file to work, but I just got it to work. So this is going to be the intro to her album, and I'm going to go ahead and play it for you right now.
Julie, Melissa, Holly, Shauna, Jennifer, Nikki, Brittany, Keisha, shall I keep going?
Do y'all want to hear it again? It is so powerful. So if you are somebody that makes content, please use that sound to get this song out, and on Instagram specifically. Yeah, Haunting. I think it is so powerful. Oh, let's hear it again. We're going to hear it one more time, and then we'll hear what else Cherry has to say. Just give me a second. Let me go back. Okay.
Album, and I'm going to go ahead and play it for you right now.
Julie, Melissa, Holly, Shauna, Jennifer, Nikki, Brittany, Keisha, shall I keep going?
So those are some of the girls' names that she had found out had been in the Coffey. And again, I just love how she would take this pain and use it in this writing. And I think it's just so powerful. So that is the intro to her album.
Okay, everybody. That's all I have for you guys. That was so powerful. I'm not even going to lie. I've been listening to that since I came across it the other day. I was just like, I have never heard anything like that before in my life. Never. So I wanted to end it with that, because I feel like that's the exclamation point coming from Priscilla, and I think that's super powerful. So if you have not already liked and subscribed, if you would, please check out the fundraiser if you haven't already. And if you weren't here at the beginning, or you're catching this, however you're catching this, I am going to be donating all of the AdSense, new memberships, super chats from this video, and that won't happen until the AdSense hits next month, just FYI. So I'll make sure that I am transparent. See how easy that is? The Mixon family, Kelsey Ray, Lindy, and Marsha Mixon. See how easy that is to be transparent when you do a fundraiser? Super easy. By the way, my huge deep dive is coming on Wednesday on the Mixon family pyramid. Yeah, it's going to be a wild ride. I hope you guys are ready. And if you're a member, right after this, you're going to be redirected to a members only after party where we can chat a little bit. I don't even know what the word is I want to use. We're going to go chat some more about it. So if you'd like to become a member, that income for me will be donated to the Colon Cancer Coalition that I have linked below. So check them out. And yeah, what a wild ride. Thank you for being here. I know that this is not my normal type of content. However, this was important for me to talk about this. I hope you guys understand why it was important. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye, everybody.